Hello folks, and welcome to the Day Trading, Swing Trading, and Market blog by InTheMoneyStocks.com for June 22nd, 2007. What we're going to first do is discuss our usual market wrap and decide why the markets did what they did and base it off our technical analysis and so forth. And what you're looking at right now is the intraday NASDAQ chart, and as you can see the NASDAQ was down 28 points right here. And pretty much from the start we started to sell, folks. We were down slightly pre-market, and the selling really just continued until about 12:31 when we just kind of maintained a sell right at the end of the day before the close, about 3:45 to 3:40. We had a push down to touch the lows again to make a nice double bottom. We bounced off that low again, which was support in the markets, and we closed slightly off our lows, just a couple points, mind you, just maybe 3 or 4 points off the NASDAQ low. And that's where we go into Monday's trading. Now, what was interesting about today? Well, today was rebalancing of the Russell Index. What does that mean? Well, the Russell Index is made up of many stocks, and every so often they rebalance the index and take some stocks out and add some stocks in. And what's usually interesting about the Russell day is that it's usually an up day in the markets. So the fact that we had a pretty hard sell-off today and the Dow was down something like 150 points, the fact that we had such a down day today was pretty significant. All right. Usually, we've had 12 straight up Fridays in a row in the market since February. All right, since that hard sell-off in February. And again, you're looking at the daily chart on the Nasdaq. And what I'm even bring up right now is the weekly, so we can see how we've done. This is the weekly chart. Look at this. Look at this chart. Now, it doesn't look like much here, because it's kind of just in that trend upwards. But guys, this is a big move up. Here's the February move, okay? This is the February move, and this is where we came up since that move. And we're still up about 10% in most of the indexes from that move, even after this week. But what's so interesting again is that we had 12 straight up days on Friday, and today was the rebalancing of the Russell. So in all likelihood, it was going to be an up day, and it wasn't. And that's significant, folks. In addition, what's even more significant is that the Blackstone IPO was supposed to come out on Monday, but they moved it to Friday because, in our thinking, and InTheMoneyStocks.com is a firm believer in this, is that they moved it purposely to Friday because Friday has been an up day. Friday, the rebalancing of the Russell should be an up day, so they figured, you know what, our stock will do better if it's on Friday and it opens on Friday, so let's do it on Friday because in our thinking, they're saying, okay, we're a little nervous about this market. We don't want to wait till Monday. Let's do it Friday when the Russell rebalances, and it should be an up day. Well, guess what? We did not have an up day, and we had a pretty hard sell. So keep in mind, here again is the intraday chart. You can see us selling pretty hard right here, especially hard, and then we kind of bottomed out here and held in this position. So having said this, what are we looking for next week? Well, Monday's going to tell the tale, folks. We are possibly doing a turnover in the markets, a topping pattern in the markets, where we're going to start heading lower now for a couple weeks. And we think that we are due for a correction. Not a huge correction, though. We're not saying that we're going to fall out of bed 10, 20%. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying you need a healthy correction to occur. There's enough bulls out there that this should happen. And remember, we're thinking contrarian indicators. InTheMoneyStocks.com, we're big believers of contrarian indicators. So what we're thinking here is that we should have a correction in the coming weeks. However, we think they might hold the market steady till after July 4th because remember, when everyone's going on vacation, they don't want the market to have just fallen, 5% right before everyone goes on vacation because who wants to spend money? And who runs this economy? The consumers. Consumer spending runs the economy. So that's the key here. All right, and here's the weekly chart. Now I want you to look at the stochastics right here. They are very toppy, and they're looking like they're going up, down, up, down. This is usually a topping pattern when you get this jigsaw kind of back and forth because it's trying to push higher. It can't. It fails. It pushes down, and that's exactly what we're getting here. Is this kind of so we're expecting a move down on the weekly, probably to at least it's hard to say. It could go as low as the 50 moving average. My guess would be is that we at some point we will touch the February lows, and that will be a double bottom, and that will be it, and then we'll start moving up. And this could happen very quickly. But again, we think it might wait. We might do a little more next week, but for the most part, it will wait till after the July 4th weekend. Okay, now let's go on to day trading, guys. Day trading, we had another phenomenal day. Those of you that saw the video on Wednesday, great day. We made $1,200. Well, guess what? Friday comes around, we do it again. And that's the phenomenal part about this, folks. I strongly encourage you all anyone that's a day trader, come join the chat room because the money that you can make here is phenomenal. InTheMoneyStocks.com trades with a portfolio that is just the same size as the average person out there. Every month we start with just $27,000 in the account, and we day trade it because we figure that's about the amount that an average person would have. You have to, by Securities Exchange Commission, have 25. So we put 27 in there to give us a little cushion because we figure that's what everyone will do, and we base all our trading off of that. And to be able to make $1,000 in a day off of 27,000 is phenomenal. Think of the returns. You do that every day, you're doubling your money every month. Now, granted, we don't do that every day, but we almost always have a positive day. So Wednesday we were up a bunch. Thursday we were down slightly, and I'll show that P&L quickly. All right, let's go back to here's today, and I'll go back to this one in a second. All right, Wednesday we were down about 370 after being up 11 to 1200 on Wednesday. So Thursday we were down 370, and look at Friday. We closed out in day trades $750 almost here, and right here the open P&L on our swing trades is up 431. So combine those together, and what do you have? You have almost $1,200 in profit today. All right, folks, that's phenomenal. $1,200 in a day, you can retire in a couple of years at that rate. Okay, now, those of you guys that can't see these numbers correctly, I mean, I know it's a little hard in the video to see them, so you can go to inthemoneystocks.com if you're viewing this on YouTube, and we paste this right above the video so you can see it very clearly. You can see all the different stocks we were in, and that'll be fine. All right, now let's go to our trades of the day. Well, we did a couple big trades today. We had the ELSE, okay? Well, let's start out with the first one, and we'll work through the ELSE. Our first trade of the day was the PEIX, Pacific Ethanol. Ethanol stocks got a big boost today because around 9:15 news came out that the Senate passed a measure to subsidize these ethanol producers and help them basically make more money. That's what it comes down to. And whenever that happens, they're going to run. So PEIX, look at this move. We bought in pre-market at, I believe it was $12.42, just 500 shares. And up it went right at the open. We sold for a $165 gain. It continued to go higher, but again, we don't get greedy at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We want to book a profit every time and just continue doing what we're doing. Now, that was an ethanol play. Now, there's a microcap ethanol play that we always play as well, which we know as a sympathy play will run, but it will run later, so we have time to get in. So what did we do? We bought this ELSE. We bought ELSE at 88 was our average price on 1,500 shares. It ran up. We sold it around $6.10 on 1,500. We booked $348.35 on this very quickly, and we moved out. That was a phenomenal play. Look at the chart later on, though. It took another move up. Could you imagine if we held those 1,500 all the way? Now, I'm not recommending you hold day trades, all right? You got to move out of your day trades almost immediately, okay, folks? So it went up another big bunch. All right, another play was GRRF. This was a pre-market play. We bought it at 8 o'clock. It spiked up nicely on 500 shares, and we sold it for $223. Great moves today, guys. And, of course, Blackstone. Blackstone, which we were talking about, we bought it right down here. Look at how great is this bounce, all right? We knew to buy it based on our unique level 2 readings and technical readings. We bought it right here based on a play that I'm not going to obviously talk about on the video. You have to join the chat room to find out why we bought it right here. It bounced up, scalped a quick $129. Only went in very tiny, guys. I would never move in. So just the fact that we made $129 here is a big move because we only played 300 shares, all right? We would never go in with more than that in a falling knife situation like that because we have to protect our downside always. All right, folks. Overall, again, we made $746 closed P&L. We have $431 in open profit P&L. The combined almost makes up $1,200, folks. It was a great day. That's all for now. We will see you on Monday. Hopefully we'll have another phenomenal day. I strongly encourage you all again to join that or our swing trade alerts. We just closed out a nice profit on a swing trade alert today, the XLF. Let me show you the chart quickly on that. All right. Let's go to the daily here so you guys can actually see. All right, we shorted it right up here off the 20 MA, and we covered it right down here. This was a swing trade alert that went out to our subscribers. Phenomenal play, folks. Can't go wrong with that. And the day trading chat room. Stocks are moving right now. We make a lot of money right now, so join up. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.